Hello all, Dr. Alejandro here, and today we're looking at something special. This is the demo for Paleo Pines. I was given access to this ahead of time. This demo will be available to everyone starting on June 19th on Steam during the Steam Next Fest. This video is just going to be a review video, showing little bits about the game, discussing how everything functions. If you want to see actual gameplay, I will be streaming it this afternoon. So come on over to my Twitch channel, linked below. I'll also have the wish list for this in the description down below. Go take a look, wish list the game if it seems interesting to you. But we're going to go and jump right on into this review. So what is Paleo Pines? Paleo Pines is a game that's in the Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley genre. The cozy games where you are building up a ranch, working with NPCs, building up relationships with people. And in this game, the big focus is on dinosaurs. So there's lots of wild dinosaurs. You're befriending them, getting them to help you as mounts, and also just to assist you around your ranch. And all the NPCs in the game also have dino companions. So for people who like the Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley games, it seems like a great fit for those folks. And the discussion I was having with some friends is the game actually feels a lot like a cozy Ark. Because Ark is a little more for hardcore survival. This is very much not like that, but you're still taming and befriending dinos and having them help you out. Alright, let's take a look at character creation in this game. Get your character, you can buy clothes and that stuff later on. Alright, things seem pretty decent. Generally basic character creation, which not a problem to me. I don't mind it. Looks like they got all the fancy hair colorings in the game. A few different options for looks. We'll just go with that. Yeah, there's not a ton of... a lot of stuff you'll be able to buy in the game. You don't get it all right now to work with. Let's start here. Yeah, overall seems pretty simple, straightforward. This game will have a lot of dress up. I know there's going to be a lot of actual things to purchase in the game for clothing wise, so having only a very limited options at the start, not really a bad thing. Don't mind it at all. Let me finish throwing this character together and we'll take a look at the intro. Alright, putting my name in, and let's see what the intro to the game is like. We'll be starting our review here, looking at... Ooh. I was gonna finish this sentence, but... It's a pretty little world. And looks like we have found our place. Oh, lucky, exactly how I imagined it. Well, maybe not exactly, I mean, it's a little run down, but... yes, this is our ranch. The place will be taken care of. Right, we'll definitely make it work. So it looks like the intro to this game is very similar to a lot of other games. It wants me to dismount off my dino. Ooh. Right. And petting the dinos is a huge thing in this game. It's walking us through a quick inventory thing. Then, we give the treat to Lucky. That was the last one. Alright. Standard WASD movement as expected. I was expecting space might be to jump. One thing that's here is we don't see the key bindings. In this demo, there's no, like, key binding things to look at, so it makes it a little harder, although this game also supposedly works with control, and it does. Yep, I have my gamepad here. Gamepad controls seem pretty fluid and easy, which makes sense. This game is being designed not only for PC, but also for Switch and other consoles as well. So it needs to have this gamepad support. But moving around in the world is pretty fluid. If there is a jump animation that comes up later on, I definitely want to discuss it here. But this is just a little look at the start. And let's now review a few of the systems in the game. One of my favorite little things in this game are these scenic spots, where it looks like researchers set up these telescopes. For the most part, they generally overlook areas with lots of dinosaurs playing around with each other. There's a bunch down there. I'm really hoping in the actual game you might get to use these telescopes, because right now they're not usable. But they're a cool little feature that's just part of the game that I'm hoping gets implemented more. But it also gives you nice little spots to go to and be like, oh, in general, I can find a nice spot to view some of the dinos and just hang out with my friends up here. If we're talking about just aesthetics, even nighttime in this game is extremely beautiful. They have the nice lights in different spots and beautiful effects, especially with the fireflies around the different light posts. Overall, it just gives a really nice look to nighttime. Although you can't see them from a distance, as you get closer, they actually light up for you. But overall, it's an amazing effect they have here. Another mechanic in this game is using your journal to actually take notes about things. For this, you can easily hold on here, we can take a note, we can add a record in, but basically you just have to have your notebook out in your hands, and then there will be certain things you can take notes about. In addition to being able to identify plants and stuff, there's also different relic fragments out that you can use the journal to look at and find a piece of the puzzle. And then if you are looking inside of... here we go. Inside of your collection, you can find things like... oh, I found the Pebble Bridge. I found 1 out of 20 ancient tablet fragments. It gives you some more reasons to go and explore and find out everything that's in the world. So I want you to look around all different places, find all these different things, and it's nice to give you extra reasons to explore that fall into the category of collectibles, but aren't necessarily collectibles. You're finding things that may actually matter in the world, which is kind of nice. Befriending Dinos in this game is a pretty simple little minigame to play. It starts with you going up to one of them, getting their attention, and then from here it builds into a few different things where you have to play back the music that they are saying to you to go back to them. Alright. There we go. And we started the friendship. So, now the goal is to gain its trust and get it into the special zone. So, we want to get it down to here. This is the tutorial version, so they're going to make us get some spring onions, which don't really work out, and it's going to drop the meter down nice and low. So now we have to bring up the affection again. So now we feed it something that it wants to eat, a carrot. And it really likes carrots, so it becomes quite happy with us. But this puts us in a situation where we actually got it there. We give it one more carrot, and it should get us right there. The other way is if you go above the zone, you can soothe the dinosaur to get it back down a little bit. So you have soothe to too much. But here we go. We're a little bit too excited, so now we soothe it down. Calm its stress and get it just into the perfect zone. And then we finally befriend it, giving it a poppin'. And with this, we are now able to name it, take it home with us, give it some place to live. But this is the beginning of taking care of a new dino friend in this game. We're gonna call him Cuddles for now. And then Cuddles is gonna come back with us and we'll be able to set them up at home. One of the important things in this game for getting more dinos as part of your dino sanctuary to help, you actually need dreamstones for them. They need these for sleeping and other things, but you have to find these dreamstones out in the world, pick them up, and then you can place them in pens, and with that, it gives you spots for your dinos to actually sleep at. And the size of the dreamstone correlates to what the dinosaur actually wants at the time. Now, one of the second steps of taking care of a dino friend is to get it into a pen. Now, I would love to build a pen. I'm going to start working on it and show you a little bit about building pens. But for now, we only have one completed pen at the moment, which is in here with Lucky. So we're going to come on in, and then we will tell Cuddles to stay. And now we need a dreamstone in here for our new dino friend to be able to stay. I happen to have one in storage, which I think easy way to get is right here. Access storage. They want a large dreamstone. I happen to have a couple of those from picking them up. So upon going in, we can go ahead, throw the large dreamstone down. And now, Cuddles has a space to stay. And we can give Cuddles a little pet. There we go. And now Cuddles is happy. So, with these, beyond just that, we can take a look at the journal, take a look at some of the dinosaurs, and it'll tell us, oh, the Gallimimus needs eats omnivore food twice a day. Favorite treat is crunchy. It's social, so it wants to be in a pack, so it wants to have multiple dinos of the same type together. And it wants to be in a pen that's at least 25 meters squared. So you have to work around all these things. Unfortunately, you don't quite get that same information for Lucky. Besides that, you just don't get that full information. Lucky's not actually in this list, so we don't get all this. But for the other dinosaurs we find, we actually get this information, which is useful for then taking this and planning out, oh, I want to build a pen. So we're going to clear a little more space and start putting a pen together. So we can have a few Gallimimuses there. And after I clear out a little space, I'll show you what I can do with the pieces I currently have access to. So at the moment, I don't have enough pen pieces to make an entirely new pen. What we are going to do is we are going to use a few to go around the best we can. And then we'll bring this in. That's all I got. We will add a... Ooh, do we need to actually have it attached between two different things? I think we do. Let's go here, put a gate down, and add another piece out, so that eventually we can fill this up, make a larger pen, and have a few dinos in there, especially getting our friends in a place. But we need to buy a lot more of these posts. We have a gate already, but we need a lot more posts to clear out more area. But once you do, you can actually create some nice places, and you fully decide how you want to design it. The hard part early on is how messed up the grounds are. So as you slowly clear it out, and then the expense of buying all the fence posts. That does cost a little bit. But once you get it all together, you can do a lot. And every day I'm slowly clearing out as much as I can with the stamina I got. And with all that, you can start designing a really, really nice dino sanctuary. Like a lot of these games, there is a little central town for here. It is the Pebble Plaza, and you have numerous shopkeepers who sell you different things. You have Mr. Marlowe, who sells you building supplies, or you can use the craft stuff. And you have another character here who sells you food and crop items. Then you have Granny on that side, selling you seeds for your farm, and someone who sells a couple of baked goods up top. But they have a nice little central plaza, pretty cleanly organized. Does help you get around a little bit, and it's not that hard to find the people you want to find in order to do shopping, which is a big plus. Some games you kind of have to go out of your way to get to different shops. Here they have them all nice and easy to get to and approach, so I absolutely love that. A note with some of the shops is not only is there things that you can actually just buy in the shops for around what you need, food around your house. Marlowe's shop sells actual fences and feeding instruments for your dinos, but there's also custom orders where you can actually go ahead, if you have the materials, you can put in a custom order, and it'll take them a little bit of time, but they can make specific things for you. This is a little different than some of the games, where a lot of these games I've played, you either buy the things directly or you buy recipes and craft them yourself. This game has a slightly different take on it with these custom orders. It's definitely an interesting little piece there. The quest system in Paleo Pines is pretty straightforward and easy. You'll get quests out in the field, but there's also a town board which has a bunch of quests. Some of them follow similar things like deliver a lucky trinket, deliver a hat, deliver a notebook, where you go to the person who's requesting the job to pick something up, bring it to someone else, then go back to turn it in to get rewards. Some are handing materials in to help people out when they're doing things, but they try to make it so that it actually fits more of a story. So this one, not as much, but some of them, like, oh, Marlo's trying to cook special things tonight, so I was asking for carrots. And you can go and bring those in. And that's actually a curious one. I need to bring you 3 carrots and I get 8 carrots. I just saw that. But some are pretty easy. It helps kind of make the world feel a little more alive with how the quests are. It's like, oh, I borrowed this, can you bring it back to them? It makes the quests, especially the town board quests, feel a little more active and like you're taking a bigger part in the world, rather than some games where it's just bring me these things. It's like, I just need these materials. It helps to give you reasons for most of them. So the quest system, I actually really like how it works in this game. Farming is pretty simplistic in this game. You don't have to do too much to get yourself going with farming. You just have to till a few pieces of land with your hoe. You can plant your seeds. We got some carrot seeds here. We can go place a couple down. And we'll probably place a few more down so we have a bunch for ourselves. But we had a handful of carrot seeds given to us. Let's take advantage of some of those. And then all you have to do after that is every day just remember to water it. And you got a nice little pond over here that you can use for refilling your watering can. This watering can gives you 20 units of water. Uses 1 unit of water to water each one. Then you just have to do this each day. Come back to your farm area, rewater your crops, and then harvest them when they're done. So yeah, I went through, planted a few different things. One thing to remember, don't forget to journal everything. So we've discovered carrots, we've discovered spring onions, and for the most part, that's all there is to farming. Just getting your plots tilled, plant, water, keep watering for a few days, and it gives you a lot of information, and you know, you can get a decent amount of crops from all this too. And a beautiful touch, as you would expect from games like this, when it's rainy outside, you don't have to water your plants that day, which is great, although sometimes there are weeds that start growing, and you do want to pick those up. But it is always nice when you get rainy days, you don't have to take care of your farm. Another fun effect that Paleo Pines puts in that is definitely nice, it's just a little touch, but it's absolutely really great, is on this rainy day, there's actually water on the paths. It's showing that the rain is actually having an effect. It's not just, oh, it's raining out. It's nice to have these little things that kind of accent the weather a little bit more when you're playing the game. One note here for folks dealing with accessibility, I do not recommend turning on walk mode toggle. The reason for this is you move extremely so slow with it on, and I didn't realize what it was. And I didn't realize that was why I was having difficulties at the beginning of the game. So if you turn this on, this is the normal, like, jog walking. But if you have that on, your character natively starts on walk, which is extremely, extremely slow, and it feels terrible to go around with this. But the regular movement's actually perfectly fine. Like, I have no problems with this whatsoever. So I do not recommend having walk mode toggle on. Have that off, unless you really, really want to move super slow somewhere. Keep that off and everything can be fine. One thing to note is with your inventory, when you hover over an item, it actually takes like 1 to 2 seconds for information about the item to pop up, which is a little interesting, just because if you're trying to do something quickly and recognize new things, it does add that little bit of delay in. I'm not sure why they made that choice for this, but that is the choice they're making. I'd prefer if it was just kind of immediate. I go over to the item, I can see it, see what the information is, so I know what's in my inventory. But it's not too big of a deal, really, at all. because I wanted this video to be a short review video, kind of about some of the intro portions of the game and how it plays and how it feels. We're not going too deep into here, so I want to talk about some of my final pieces here. Basically reviewing what I've looked at before. One, the game intro is super nice. It's short, sweet, keeps everything open, kind of has decent pacing with giving you some things to do. It's not forcing all on you at once in sequence too bad. Dino taming, awesome. Love it. Using the flute and then feeding them and soothing them to get the bar into the exact right spot. That also feels great. Working around the ranch feels pretty nice too. Honestly, not too bad. Building pens, getting a little farm down, overall feels good. In terms of the little cons I can come up with, movement can be a little wiggly at times. There are times where I was trying to pick things up and it kind of pushed me away from them instead. So there's little issues there, but it's not too bad. And the one big issue is one I discussed not long ago, which is do not turn the walk mode toggle on unless you specifically want to feel like you are a snail. Just don't go for it. Have that off and just use the jog around. It feels good to jog around. The walk around is just so slow that it felt really terrible. My character came into the game, started with that, because I turned on the accessibility setting without realizing it. So those are some of my big things here. This demo will be available next week, so please take a look at it. And I'm going to be streaming this starting from the beginning this afternoon, so that I can go more in depth on a lot of these things. I didn't want this video to go too long, so we kept it short with just a handful of clips here and there about things we found and saw. But hope you all enjoyed this video, and hopefully see some of you on my stream later today.